Dilsey, and this is Unsigned, the show that spotlights unsigned and independent artists as they live their musical life. Meet our next guest. I'm here with Brett Harris, where 3 years ago he found himself in a career crossroad that led him down his musical path. Meet Brett Harris.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show. Now, Brett Harris, tell me a little bit about yourself and your musical style.
I guess my musical style is what you would call pop. I know it's a really broad term, but the music that I grew up on was the Beatles and the Beach Boys and Harry Nilsson and the Zombies and Kinks, and just I really have always been drawn to something that has great melody, and that's what I aim for when I try to make my own music.
What is your music inspiration today? What artists do you listen to on your iPod?
Oh gosh, I listen to a lot of different artists. Anything that I haven't heard before, I will give a listen to. I'm always looking for new sounds, for new inspiration, so I will track down anything. I've been on this kind of backwards journey in what I listen to and finding out who inspired the people that I like and who influenced them, and then making that connection back and back and back. And so recently I've been listening to Brinsley Schwartz, which was the band that Nick Lowe was in before he became a producer and worked on Elvis Costello's records and before Rockpile and all of that. And he's a big hero of mine, and it's fascinating to hear that band because they sound a lot like the band. And to see the influence that played on his writing and his style. That's kind of what I've been listening to a lot of recently.
What are your dreams for your music career?
That's a loaded question. I think anybody that's doing this for a living wants to do just that, to be able to do what they're passionate about for a living. We live in an age where the music industry has undergone a significant amount of change. A lot of it good, a lot of it necessary, but it's harder to make a niche, make a living as a musician these days. There may be some that say that's not the case, but you just have to be a little bit more creative in how you put what you do out to the public, and so as long as I can continue to keep working and doing that, I think that would be my goal.
And did you learn how to play the guitar 3 years ago?
No, actually, I taught myself how to play, I guess, when I was about 17. Yeah. I would come home from school and lock myself in the room and play along with some of my favorite records, and taught myself how to play that way.
Do you play any other music instruments?
I do. I've played a lot of different instruments. In fact, the first EP I put out, I played all the instruments on it. Pretty much anything that's not a horn or a woodwind, I'll try. So doesn't mean I'm good at all of those, but I'll certainly try.
What inspired you to write Unspoken?
Unspoken is just one of those songs that you hope to get. At least for me it is. That, and by that I mean there's some songs that you labor over and you're trying so hard to find the right thing to say or to communicate that thing inside of you. And then there are those songs that seem to just kind of come to you in one complete thought. And Unspoken was that way with me. I was just driving home from the grocery store or something like that on an evening, and the sky was just gorgeous. There was this beautiful sunset, and from there the words just kind of fell out, and it kind of came as this one complete thought. So it's not exactly a true story to me exactly, but like any good song, there's something of the person that created it in there. And I hope that it's also the type of song where people can find themselves in it too, that there's something true in it that resonates with anybody that listens to it.
Let's talk a little bit about the words to Unspoken,
okay,
and what you want your audience to receive when they're listening to it.
Wow. I gotta remember the words now.
I hope you remember the words.
I know, right?
Song.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised. I think that's a song that's about honesty in any relationship. You know, a lot of my friends and peers and friends of friends, you hear these stories of how things could have been prevented if people would just say what they think or what they feel, and I don't know why it is, but so many times we tend to wall ourselves off and hide our true feelings and hide who we really are, and I think that creates distance, and sometimes that can take a long time to reveal itself in a relationship. And so I kind of wrote it from that perspective of two people that both were maybe thinking, knowing the same thing, but neither one of them could really say it. And so instead they just lived in this life of turmoil together. So it's not a very happy song, I guess, but unfortunately I think it's a common occurring.
Well, the sun sets low into the night, leaves a trail of golden light across the summer sky, over you and I. And it takes me to that evening when you swore you loved me, thinking then, and I believed in you. Broke my heart in two. Keep on keeping everything inside. Bound to leave you broke. Keep counting all the tears we cry. Your heart remains unspoken. As the stars came clear into view, turned to catch a glimpse at you. You were staring at space as the tears rolled down your face. So if you must leave, I'll understand. Try to be a bigger man, I'll be sad to see it go. I want you to know, keep on keeping everything inside. It's bound to leave you broke. And I can't keep counting all the tears we cry. Your heart remains unspoken. Don't say you love me when I know your heart's not in it. Don't say you need me. I can't take another minute. I can't take another minute. You can't keep on keeping everything inside, 'cause it's bound to leave you broke. And I can't keep counting all the tears we cry, but your heart remains unspoken.
I'm here with Frank, who's from Brooklyn, New York, the city in which I was born. Frank, tell me what you thought about Brett Harris's performance.
I really like the show a lot. Great band, very tight, good singers, good melodies, great songs.
Thank you. Now there's another song that I very much enjoy that you're going to play for us later, and that one is called Perpetual Motion.
Yeah.
And that is more upbeat.
Yeah, a little bit
Let's talk a little bit about Perpetual Motion and what energy and what feeling you're trying to convey with that song.
Wow, that's a song. It's kind of like unspoken in the sense that I don't really still know where it's coming from, and there are different nights that I'll play it, and it will kind of carry a different meaning for me. Or there are things that I'll find in it that I didn't notice before. But that's, I guess, a song that to me tries to capture the state of my generation in a way, of how there's almost a freewheeling sense of you've got this youth and this freedom, and you don't really know what you're going to do with it. But the best that any of us can hope for is to keep pursuing whatever it is that we're supposed to do or that we're supposed to be.
Perpetual motion, we never stop, we change direction, we're like a wave on the ocean, tossed about, with no protection from the chaos that's swirling around, and the gravity that's holding us down. Yeah, we rely on the purest of sound to lead us on. Oh, you gotta keep on moving. Oh, you gotta keep on moving. You're like a change in the weather, a flash of light before thunder. But you gotta keep it together. Gotta keep from going under. But the way of the wind in your hair and the sweet of the song in the air takes away all my thoughts and my cares. Till there's just you. With our eyes softly fixed on the pale horizon, we'll be dancing under open skies when our ship comes in. We are standing on the edge tonight, with our eyes softly fixed on the pale horizon. We'll be dancing under open skies when our ship comes in.
really know much more about that song than I'm still trying to figure out myself what it's all about. So.
Yeah, moving forward and moving up.
Yeah, I try to let other people tell me what my songs are about. That's the critic's job sometimes, I guess, right?
So Brett, what do you want your fans to know about who you are as an artist?
That's another loaded question. I want my fans to know that I love what I do, and that there's something that happens for me when I hear music that I love, or when I'm making music that connects with, I think, something that's very essential to who I am, and it's a almost transcendent experience for me personally. I know it might sound kind of cheesy or strange, but there's a place that I get to that I don't get to any other way sometimes, and so it's a very involving thing. It's not a detached thing at all. I don't really know anybody that makes music from a detached perspective, even if the subject matter isn't, autobiographical all of the time. The emotive quality is coming from the heart, and I guess the thing that I would hope that anybody that listens to my music, thing that I hope that they would connect with is that same sense of honesty with themselves. I just hope that it moves them the same way that it moves me, or they might catch a spark of something that I was feeling or going through when I put that down, and then they can relate to it, and it can give them hope or make them feel like they're not the only ones out there thinking or feeling these ways. So.
Tell everyone where we can find your music and when you're going to be making your next album.
Well, I'll answer that question first. I am currently working on my next album, although I don't know when it will be done. I'm sort of taking my time with it and just trying to find the time to get into the studio and finish some things up. I've got a lot of it finished as far as writing goes, but now it's just coming time to get in there and put the finishing touches on things. And so hopefully sometime by the end of this year or early next year it will be out. My other music is available in local record shops, so that would be the best place to go and pick that up. Or they can check out brettharrismusic.com, and that has a plethora of links that you can go to iTunes or Bandcamp and all types of good places to buy and support local music.
Okay. And if you wanted to leave someone with some advice on what they need to do to succeed in this particular industry, what would you say?
Don't give up. I think that's the best thing to say. I wish somebody had maybe told me that when I started. The advice that I got was, if you can do anything else, by all means do that other thing. But if it's really in you to do it, and if you can't be happy doing anything else, by all means go and do it 100%, and don't quit. Take your time to really learn your craft and work hard at it, learn how the business works, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today.
It's
it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Our lives are in perpetual motion, either pushing or pulling us toward our passions and goals, or driving us further away from them. Each step, each movement you take matters, so let your movements count and move in the right direction. Don't take misguided steps, but perpetually move forward in a way that positively impacts your life and others. Until next time.
Tomorrow's gonna find you, girl. Don't matter where you are.